Alright, John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania showroom, and today we're going to go over our next addition to our inventory. This is a 1968 Chevrolet Camaro. Now this Camaro, it's a big block car. It's a big block, 4-speed, power steering, power brake car. So again, it's got a lot of the bells and whistles that all you muscle car guys out there are looking for. And the color combo on this car too. You can see it's got the silver paint. I'm going to go like around the like a Cortez silver here on the exterior, along with the black stripes and so forth. So again, very nice looking 68 Camaro. Again, big block, 4-speed, power steering, power brakes. So again, a nice combo. So let's go over the car front to back. We'll go inside the interior and just kind of show you exactly what we've got here. So again, on the front end here, starting here, we've got the RS front end on it. It's got the grille with the hideaway headlights on it. We'll come around, we'll check out the emblems and so forth as we get there, but again, that's the front end starting there. Chrome bumpers, front and rear on this car. We do have 427 emblems on the front fender, as well as the Camaro script emblem and the SS emblems here also on that front fender. As far as the hood goes, it's a 2-inch steel Cowl induction hood. We've got the bright wheel lip moldings, both front and rear, along with the bright moldings for the drip rail and all of your trim for around all of the windows there, all of which is in really good shape. Now the black stripe you see on this car, this is that reverse hockey stripe, SS stripe here for the 68 Camaro. It is all vinyl and it was done very well. It looks very good on the car. As we come back to our doors, you can look at the gaps here on both the front side and back here on the back side. Very uniform. Again, the gaps are nice on the car. Elevations are dead on when you look at the door compared to the front fenders and the rear quarter panels. Now as far as wheels and tires, these are a bit of an upgrade from your stock. These are your steel chrome Cragar SS mag wheels. Again, the 5-spoke design there, very classic look. And then for tires, 205/65 R15s on the front, 275/60 R15s on the back, just to give it a little difference in the rake front to back. Now as far as your side glass here, again you can see this is a slightly tinted side glass, both your driver's door glass and the quarter window. Again, I've already mentioned the drip rail moldings. Those are in very nice shape. As we feel through the rain gutter, again, nice and smooth through there. We've got mirrors on both sides, driver and passenger side. The chrome finish on those mirrors in great shape, as well as the glass in them too. Glass also, and your doors here, no chips, cracks, scratches. They all look good. Now let's go ahead and open our door up, take a look inside. Inside you'll see it's got bucket seats up front. The upholstery you can see is the Houndstooth upholstery. Full deluxe interior on this car. Looks very nice inside. Dash pad, no cracks in that. Factory instrumentation. It does have a column mount tack there. It's got the wood grain wheel there with the Chevy emblem, the bow tie emblem there right in the center. Of course, you've got your 4-speed shifter right there on the floor. All seat belts are in this car, so front and rear belts are there. As far as anything, it does have anything extra. It does have extra gauges in here. Those gauges are going to be your oil pressure, water temperature, and your voltmeter gauge. And it is a radio delete car, it looks like. So no radio in in your dash there. And again, it's the factory heater controls that you would see in there typically of a 68 Camaro. Now as far as your weather stripping and seals are in great shape. Weather stripping along your edges here where your windows go up against, those are all in great shape too. No rips or tears in any of that. Even your weather stripping down your door here, that's in good condition, and it even contains the rubber bump stops there on your door. Door shuts very nice and easy, so we'll continue on to the back. Now the panels on this car, all very nice and straight all the way around from front to back on it. As we get to the rear of the car here, you're going to see it's just your typical tail panel and tail lights for a 68 Camaro. Not the RS tail lights per se, but again, you can see the lenses in those are in great shape. The bezels, the paint, and the bright work on them is in excellent shape. Of course, we've got the SS fuel cap here. Got the 427 emblems here on the tail panel. Chrome rear bumper. And then again, this is just your regular 68 rear lower balance. As far as your trunk goes, the trunk lid itself fits really good. You can see the gaps and elevations on that. You can see the rear window too. No chips, cracks, or scratches in that. And again, it is a tinted rear window. All of your molding around there is in great shape. And you can see on our trunk lid, we do have the trunk spoiler itself there too. So again, all of that's in good shape. Now we're going to go inside the trunk. Take a look at that. Again, the inside of this is in really nice shape too. First thing is the key does work in the trunk. Latch works, your hinges and your spring work as it holds everything up all on its own. You can see the underside of your trunk lid painted the same silver as the exterior of the car. Looks very nice. Got your decals here for your jack and your spare tire instructions. And it does have the spare tire in here also along with the jack. Got a real nice trunk mat in here, and the floors in this car are in great shape. You can see everything's painted, the gray and white trunk spatter paint inside. Also our seals and weather stripping for around the trunk. Excellent condition, meets right together here in the center. Everything's going to seal up very well. Even has the little rubber bumps on that trunk lid, so when you close it, everything stays nice and snug. So we'll close that up. And again, that shuts nice and easy as well. So we come around the passenger side. Again, all of our panels are in great shape. All of your side marker lenses and bezels all in great shape. Again, all of your wheel trim, all of your rain gutter, all of your rocker trim, all of that is in really nice shape, both sides. And again, you can check out the gaps on the passenger side door here too. Again, very uniform front to back, and elevations on this door, just like the other side, they match up really, really well. Again, like I said, all of your chrome finish on your mirrors, on your door handles, all of that stuff is in great shape. And your glass over on the passenger side, same as over on the other side, in real nice shape. No chips or cracks or scratches. Slightly tinted glass here in those doors. We'll open up from this side, and again, we'll just take a look from this side of the interior now. Again, you'll notice that the interior in here, there's no rips or tears. Your carpeting, no tears, no fading whatsoever. Everything looks really nice. Again, the dash looks in excellent condition with no cracks in that dash pad whatsoever. So we'll close this up. And we'll continue over to the front of the car. Again, all matching emblems side to side, so again, there's nothing out of place there. As we come around the front, as I mentioned to start the video off with, nice chrome bumper. It's got that RS front grille in it here. Has the SS emblems right in the center of the grille. The grille itself, all intact. There's no cracks, no breaks in any of it. All intact. The hideaway headlights. Again, that black reverse hockey stripe. That is all vinyl and in great condition. Got the Camaro script emblems here on the header panel. And as I mentioned also, the 2-inch steel cowl induction hood here. You can see all of your gaps the whole way around on that hood are actually a really, really nice adjustment, so it looks good. Got a nice set of wipers here, classic looking wipers. Your windshield here, again, you see the tinting at the top and then dissipating as it works its way down to the lower section of the windshield. All the glass, again, in excellent condition. So now, since we've been over all that, the only other thing I did forget to mention, you've got the black front air dam underneath the nose here. So that kind of completes the whole aero look of the car. Now let's go ahead under the hood. Okay. All right, so now that we've got the hood open, you're going to notice first the underside of the hood. We've got all the hood insulation here in place, tacked up as it should be. You can see it is a functional cowl. It's got the circle cut out here so that you can pull air from the back of the hood. Underneath here now is the 427 cubic inch big block motor. Now this is not the original motor for the car, but it is a 427 cubic inch big block. You've got the chrome air cleaner on top, chrome valve covers there also with PVC and breathers. It does have a slightly upgraded ignition in it. It's got the Pertronix Flamethrower 2 coil in there. It's got updated wires in it too. These are MSD 8.5 superconductor wires, so that's going to deliver a lot better and a lot hotter spark there for it. Now underneath that air cleaner, we're going to look at that and say we've got a Holley 4-barrel carburetor underneath there on a polished aluminum intake there too. Real nice look for this motor. Also underneath here we've got nice big set of ceramic coated headers, emptying into dual exhausts that exit out the back of the car as it should. We've got a chrome alternator, a nice alternator bracket here with the hold. We've got a stock style radiator with shroud. Looks like a 6 or 7 blade aluminum flex fan there. Optima red top battery over there too. Now again, with the steering and the brakes on this car, we do have power steering, we do have power brakes. This car has disc brakes on the front, drums on the rear. And I think when we get to the underside video, we're going to look at that and we're going to see that it does have all of the parking brake option and cables and everything all hooked up and functional also. So again, that is pretty much it for underneath our hood here on the 68 Camaro. Looks like a polished aluminum water pump there too. So again, the engine's dressed up really nice on this car. All right, so we are standing underneath our 1968 Camaro right now. We're going to go through the complete underside as we do with all vehicles, going over all the steering and suspension, both front and rear, going over complete driveline, frame, floors, exhaust system, all the running gear. We're going to do that right now for you. So starting at the front, of course, our front cross member and all of our suspension up here. Pretty much all stock stuff here. You got the stock cross member, stock upper and lower control arms on this. Ball joints on all of those are all in great shape. As a matter of fact, they look fairly new, like they've been replaced just recently. As far as the steering goes, we do have power steering on this car. All of the ball joints on the tie rods are all in great shape. You can tell everything's been greased and maintained very well in the car, and they all contain the rubber dust boot covers to help keep that grease in, dirt and debris away from those ball joints. They also have a sway bar on the front of this, so your sway bar bushings at the frame, those are in great shape. Same thing with your sway bar inlay bushings, those are all in good shape on both sides as well. Springs and shocks, those are all good. Now this car does have a big block motor in it. I would say that they probably had like small block springs on it, and they did put the spring rubbers in there to help with that. Nothing wrong with that, that's what they're made for. So again, everything up front here is in good condition. Now as far as brakes go, this car does have power brakes as well. It's got disc brakes up front, drums back on the rear, complete with parking brake on this car too. Now we'll just come into the center now. We'll talk about the drive line in this car next as we work our way back. So as far as the motor goes, this is a non-numbers match 427 cubic inch big block Chevrolet engine. Now in looking at the numbers on this car, it is very possible that this may have been a replacement block maybe for the car, and it is a period correct, a 1968 block, but nonetheless it is a 427 cubic inch big block motor. Now behind that we have a Muncie M21 4-speed manual transmission. It does have one of those blow-proof or bulletproof bell housings on it, so that's going to keep you good and safe. Nothing's ever going to come in here. It's got the plate on the front of it too to keep it all sealed up so nothing gets in at that flywheel. The transmission and the oil pan underneath here, all the way around, looks nice and dry. Even back here at the rear seal of the transmission where your drive shaft comes into that tail shaft, that is all nice and dry also. Of course, your drive shaft, it's a balanced unit. And then you have the rear end. This is a 12-bolt GM rear housing. It is a POSI unit, and it also has a 410 gear ratio. So this is going to get this 427 up and running pretty quick. As far as your rear suspension, see we got the multi-leaf rear suspension back here, the rear springs. Of course, you've got the traction bars back here too. And then, of course, the shocks, just a typical set of gas-charged shocks. Frame and floors, again, the front part of the frame, all stock, again, nice and straight, good and square. Doesn't look like it's been beat up or banged on anything. Of course, you can see here that they have put in a set of Jagster subframe connectors. These are bolt-in frame connectors. Now, if anybody ever wanted to, you could go in here, weld these up too. I've seen that happen a lot of times, where they'll do both bolt and weld, but these are bolted in. I guess that way, if you want to, you could go ahead and take those out for whatever reason you would have there. As far as the floors go, the floors look in great shape on this car. You can see all stock pans here, all of your stamping lines, those are all in. All of your drain plugs are inserted where they need to be too. Even back in the trunk area, the floors are good and solid back there. The only place that I see any kind, and it's not really a patch, it's just a little bit of modification, and that would be up here where the linkage is for your transmission, just to make room for it there. But they did a very nice job, got everything seam sealed, looks really nice underneath this car. As far as the fuel tank, you can see back here, fuel tank looks to be in good shape too. No dents or dings in it. All of your straps and hardware, all of that is in great shape as well. And then of course the exhaust system on the car. You can see these nice big long tube ceramic coated headers coming down here, dual exhaust, crossover pipe, and a set of what looks to be, which they are, a set of dual Flowmaster mufflers here. Of course they do have the correct style tailpipe up over top of that rear end housing, and then of course exiting out between the leaf spring and the rear quarter panel on the car. Pinch welds are nice and straight on both sides. Rocker panels good and solid on both sides as well. And then finally, wheels and tires. We've got 15-inch Cragar SS chrome steel wheels on this car, both front and rear. And then as far as the tires go, we've got 205/65 R15s on the front, and then we've got 275/60 R15s on the rear, just to give it a little bit of difference there, a little bit of rake there front to back on this car. Other than that, everything looks great underneath here. Again, big block 4-speed Camaro with power steering, power brakes. So we're going to go ahead now, get this off the lift and open the hood up. We're going to fire that big block 427 up, let you hear what that sounds like.